How come you slept with your cook behind your wife's back? Not only did you sleep with the family cook, but she was old enough to be your daughter. In fact, she was younger than Gianni and Isidore. What do you even want with Russo Jewelers? Are you trying to take over my company? It's yours, Viv. Russo Jewelers is all yours. But it's Christmas. You're my sister and I care about you. Don't think I'm trying to gloat over your relationship issues. I really just want to make sure that you're alright. Don't try to pretend like you care about what I'm going through. You don't love me, Owen. Not really. Not when having me in your apartment, in your bed, would hurt her. But she doesn't know, and she won't find out from me. In this moment, I want you to know that I'll always be here for you, even when you're ready to leave Udell. It's okay, Quinlan. You and Zeke are gonna be okay. Where did Mom head off to? I know she's not out doing some last-minute Christmas shopping. Your mother told me that she wanted to pay a visit to Elvira's grave. She'll be back home to celebrate the holiday with us. Having you here is the best Christmas gift I ever could have gotten Wanda. Wish I knew you'd be here. I would have gotten you a gift. You've been upset all day, Vanessa. Saugayen. Max hasn't texted or called. When the two of us got together, I didn't think that we'd have relationship issues for our first Christmas as a couple, Mom. Would it hurt to call him? I'm afraid that it will. I'm worried that we might fall into another argument or that he might not want to answer my call. Are you feeling better today, Quinlan? I'm better. What matters is that Zeke and I are alive. It's crazy to think that Brandon almost stole Christmas when he pointed that gun at me and my brother. Stop worrying, Shirley. Vivian is gonna call you. My issue is that she still ain't explained to me why she'd be getting here late. What matters is that your daughter will be here for Christmas. Vivian, where are you? I'm in town, Mama, but there's something I need to get done. What could you possibly have to do before you get here? I'm righting wrongs done to our family. Sorry I wasn't completely honest with you since the beginning, Mama. And I know you'll be upset when you find out, but I hope you understand one day. Vivian? Vivian! Why do you look so troubled, Lorenzo? I'll get it. Come in, everyone. You won't want to miss this. What are you doing here? Especially on this holy day. We need to take care of business. Mr. Russo, a decision was made about Russo Jewelers, and it was made for your own good. What do you mean, Vivian? Effective immediately, you'll no longer be CEO of Russo Jewelers. I see what this is. My family got you here and wanted to play some sort of joke on me for a holiday cheer. Except April is months away. I know this comes as a shock, but it's true, Mr. Russo. This company now has a new CEO. Someone who now owns the majority of the company. Me. Are you sure that you wouldn't have sent me a gift just to aggravate Udell? I care more about your happiness than bringing Udell pain. Like I said, I didn't think you'd be here. Did you notice a gift at your house that wasn't sent by your husband? This year, Udell and I agreed to get Yvette gifts. And he didn't even go out of his way to get his own wife anything for Christmas. I'm sorry to hear that, Wanda. It's not like I have any right to be upset. Last Christmas, my darkest secret caught up to me. The moment Udell found out, that was the beginning of the fall of my marriage. I understand that your marriage is on shaky ground, but I don't feel bad about it one bit. It's Christmas, ain't it? Why do I look so miserable? Why are you concerned, Dee? Isn't this what you wanted? Don't start this. Not today. Nah, Shelly. I want to hear what Vanessa's got to say. Usually couples find a way to wish each other a Merry Christmas. Except Max and I are having issues. Just like you and JJ wanted. At least you two got what you wanted for the holiday. This holiday isn't supposed to tear us apart. It's supposed to bring us together. When I get back here, I want whatever this is to be fixed. Where's Zeke? He's at Theodosius's palace spending time with Nichelle. I really wish he didn't leave you alone on Christmas. It's fine, Ben. I knew that you'd be on your way. Not only that, but I'd like for Zeke to enjoy the holiday how he'd like. The other day, my little brother was traumatized for the millionth time. So I'd like for him to enjoy Christmas since Brandon almost took Christmas away from him. That's not your fault, Quinlan. It is. Hold on. What do you mean that you are the new CEO? I'd like to know that as well, Vivian. What are you doing? I'm the majority shareholder of this company, and I decided that I'd be running it. Clearly, you have lost your mind. I knew that I shouldn't have trusted you to begin with. Besides, you don't even have enough shares to be majority shareholder. Mrs. Russo? Or is it okay if I call you Clarice now? Would you like to fill your family in? You were supposed to be gone. Someone better explain what is going on here. Clarice, I'm giving you one last chance to come clean before I tell them for you. Don't antagonize my mother, you parasite. All you're doing is making yourself look stupid. Nah, y'all are doing that yourselves. I've got shares from every single person in this family. Mom, Dad, you didn't sign my shares over to her, did you? Don't worry, Max. Vivian doesn't know what she's talking about. She never even got shares from your Nona. Tell him, Clarice. Clarice, tell your grandson that his future has not been stolen. Girl, I'd save my breath. Let me make things a bit clearer for y'all. So I've got a confession to make. Lorenzo ain't lose his mind like I said he did. In fact, he ain't even signed his shares over to me like y'all thought. The first person who signed over their shares was Benedict. Benedict? How's he involved in any of this? Glad you asked, Alan. You see, your grandmother had been looking into my background. He found out that my mama's name is Shirley. Y'all know her as Shirley Jones. But she's Shirley Pierce now that she's married. Pierce? Wait, the same woman who's married to the new police commissioner? The same Shirley of Shirley's Diner? She came back. That woman defied me and decided to show her face here? Married to the police commissioner? I knew that Isaac was married, but he never mentioned his wife's name. What's going on here? How do you all know Shirley? My mama used to be the cook before I was born. She left town before I was born, but she wasn't exactly fired. Don't you dare say another word. What exactly do you know, Clarice? 9 months after my mama left town, she gave birth to me, Mr. Russo. Now do the math. If my mama gave birth to me 9 months after she left town, then how does that connect me to you, Mr. Russo? Shirley never told me that she was pregnant. She sure didn't, because I'm standing right in front of you. Now let me formally introduce myself, Lorenzo. Or is it okay if I call you Daddy? Am I supposed to be surprised, Owen? Here's my point. This gives you the perfect opportunity for you to achieve the sort of happiness that you deserve. Let me guess, you can provide me with the happiness that I'm longing for? You're not happy with Udell, Wanda. A new year is approaching. Do you really want to waste another year with a man who won't even give you the time of day? Vanessa, you're my cousin and I love you. I don't want to see you hurt, but one day you'll realize that Max ain't the right guy for you. Are you serious, Dee? Explain it to me. Who exactly would you consider to be the right guy for me? For starters, I want you to be with someone who ain't gonna harm you. Max has never once laid a finger on me. And I get that he hurt JJ. I get that Max has got a temper, but he would never harm me. Even before we got together, all he has ever done was make sure that I was okay. He always wanted to look out for me and protect me. If Max never cared about me, Dee Dee, then he would have never come to my rescue when I found out Keith Burke was stalking me. Don't do that, Quinlan. You would never put Zeke in harm's way. But I did. My little brother could have lost his life again, and I promised myself that I would provide him with a better life than we had growing up. You have. He's no longer living a life of crime. Instead, he's entering a trade after he graduates high school. What matters is that you and Zeke are still alive. Brandon can't hurt anyone anymore, but my actions brought Brandon here. I assumed Brandon wasn't a threat, but he proved me wrong. Are you telling me that you're going to stop looking into Danny Clark's case? Vivian, you have completely lost it. I don't know what Shirley told you, but there is no way that you could be my sister. Most of all, my father would never dare cheat on my mother. Well, he did. I'm living proof, and I got proof. I did a DNA test months ago. Read it for yourself. You mean you falsified a DNA test? You're lucky if my father doesn't throw that so-called test right back into your face. I'll gladly take another test. Granted, it will be a waste of time because it's gonna have the same results. We don't need a test because my dad never had anything to do with Shirley. Tell her dad. Tell her dad. Tell Vivian that you never once slept with her mother. Oh my goodness. It is true. You slept with Shirley? Dad, she wasn't even that much older than Elvira. Shirley was barely even 20 when she worked for us, and you slept with her? We'll figure all of this out later. Even if Dad was unfaithful, that doesn't make him Vivian's father. Like I said, if I take another test, y'all are gonna get the same result. Tell them, Clarice. I told you to leave my mother alone. She ain't leave me alone. Remember, she hired Ben because she wanted to figure out whether I was who she thought I was. Where your mother messed up was not telling Ben the whole truth. I had to tell Ben that Lorenzo knocked my mother up and had me as a result. Ben actually felt bad and signed over half of his shares to me. But I don't want y'all getting upset with him. He ain't know what I was up to. I'm relieved that I was able to gain his trust so that he could keep silent for all these months. As for Clarice, she found out that I was a little bastard she tried to keep hidden from y'all and gifted me with the majority of her shares so that I could keep quiet. I call that mistake number 2. Clarice. Clarice, look at me. Please tell me this isn't true. Please tell me that you didn't keep this from me for 20 years. Please tell me that you did not know that I had another baby girl for 20 years. How about you explain something to me, Lorenzo? How on earth did that girl get half of your shares? My man got them for me. What sort of thug robbed my father of his shares? Pacho. He didn't blackmail me for my shares for his benefit. He wanted to get my shares for you, Vivian. You told him who you were. That's how he knew about Shirley. You and Pacho Torres are a thing? If you're really No-No's daughter, then that makes you my aunt? Yes, stupid. And that's what this whole takeover was about? You and your mother just conspired with one another to come after the company because of revenge? My mama ain't involved. She don't know I'm here, and she don't even know that I found out Lorenzo is my father. Before I turned 18, I overheard her speaking with my stepfather about how Clarice threatened my mother, a scared 19-year-old girl who fell pregnant, then got even more scared when Clarice threatened to take me away from her the second I was born. Clarice, I want you to explain yourself right now. Mama. I've already explained this to you, Owen. I will not break my daughter's heart by breaking up my family. I understand that you don't want Yvette to be hurt, but you shouldn't stay married to a man just to keep your daughter happy, especially when you're married to a man who you don't love. That is the last time you'll put words in my mouth, because I have loved that man since I was a teenager, and that love has never gone away, and I doubt it ever will. All right, Wanda. I guess I should still be grateful, since you're spending quality time with me this Christmas, instead of spending quality time with Udell. How come you never told me about this, cousin? It's not something that I like thinking about Dee Dee. At that moment, I had never been so scared in my life. That was until later on when Keith pointed a gun at me and took Ulysses' life. Max still could have called for help that day. Maybe. But he didn't know that Keith brought a weapon to school. All that was on Max's mind was keeping me safe. You and JJ need to realize that Max would never go out of his way to harm me. Now I'm worried that I might lose him. Vanessa, I'm sorry. When I saw him push JJ, I lost it and I was afraid that he'd try to do something to you. I get that you think you might lose Max, but I hope I ain't lose you too. We're family, Dee Dee. We're stuck with each other whether we like it or not. That's it, Dee Dee? You're quitting on me? Come on, JJ. Haven't we already done enough? I didn't hear Vanessa say that she and Max were over, because I sure won't accept him into our lives. Not when Ulysses is no longer in it because of him. I can't let Danny down, Ben. Clearly I was being reckless, and I just need to be more careful for Zeke's sake. I'm just not looking forward to the news, gaining all the information on Brandon's passing, and reporting on it. Are you worried that it will negatively impact your program? I'm sure that Brandon's passing will bring viewers to my program. What I'm worried about is what my mom will do when she finds out what happened. Do you think she'd look down on you and try and blame you for putting Zeke's life in danger? You don't have to care about your mom's opinion. Not when she's in prison, except Jackie still visits my mom. I'm worried that my mom will try and get Jackie to interfere in my life. Merry Christmas, girl. You know I ain't gonna let you spend the holiday without a visit. Not when I know this is the second Christmas you've got without seeing either of your kids. How are you? And you said that your mother wasn't in on it. She wasn't. Wasn't in on what, Vivian? What have you done? I think I should ask you the same thing, whore. How dare you show your face here? How dare you step foot into my home after everything you've done? We were just leaving. Vivian, let's go. Nobody is going anywhere. Not until this is all resolved. Surely, it's been so long. I'm not doing this, Lorenzo. Just tell me. I need to hear it from you. Vivian told me that you're her mother, that she's my daughter. Am I her father, Shirley? Forget about it. For everyone's sake, just forget that whatever just happened, happened. Except they can't, cause I now own Russo Jewelers, Mama. What did you just say? How in the world did you take over their company, Vivian? $1 billion company. Do you mean to tell me that neither of you knew that she has been interning here since the beginning of the year? You told me that your internship was in another city at a huge media company. No, Shirley. Your daughter has been in Valley Park this whole time, manipulating my family, deceiving my family, just so that she could steal from my family. It ain't stealing. It's something belongs to you. Except Russo Jewelers doesn't belong to you. And you will face repercussions for your deception, Vivian. Let me make one thing clear. I ain't afraid of you, Isidore. I ain't afraid of any of you. If y'all ain't learned this yet, then y'all should learn that I'm a force to be reckoned with. And that y'all ain't no match for me. Vivian Jones, you come home with us now. And when we discuss what we discuss, you will give back what you stole from these people. I ain't giving nothing back, Mama. Happy holiday, Russos. I'm looking forward to working with you as your new leader. Please tell me that did not just happen. Please tell me that an outsider didn't just take over our company. Don't refer to her as an outsider. Vivian she's my daughter. And she made a fool out of everyone in this room. All this time she was my daughter and I didn't know. All along, she has been planning to take over Russo Jewelers and she achieved it. Vivian was so calculated, I can't help but be amazed. This only proves that girl does nothing but lie. She states there's nothing wrong with you, Lorenzo, but you have clearly lost your mind. Shut up. What did you just say to me? You two focus on your messed up marriage some other time. This is serious, Dad. A bastard. Your bastard took over our family's company. How do you think a scandal like this will affect our family's name. How do you think this will affect the company? Because I've got to be honest with you, Dad. I'm not sure how I can clean something like this up. Watch your mouth, Isidore. You will not refer to your sister that way. Let me make one thing clear to you, Dad. Just because Shirley wowed you 20 years ago and got pregnant as a result doesn't make that deceptive, conniving tramp my sister. I told you to watch your mouth. As for you, Clarice, this whole thing could have been avoided if you had been honest since the beginning. Screw that, Lorenzo. I will not allow you to make me the villain in this story. All of this could have been avoided if you had only kept it in your pants. I did what I did to protect this family. And look how that turned out. Because your plan flopped. Our legitimate children have lost a chance to take over Russo Jewelers. Well done. As for the rest of you, don't you try and get mad at Vivian because she successfully turned you morons against one another. Mom, why didn't you come to us with your suspicions about Vivian? Why go to Ben? I can't believe I'm agreeing with Gianni. But he's right, Mom. You should have told us what you knew. Because of your silence, because you were so bent on keeping the secret, it cost your children and your grandchildren their birthright.